Alright guys, so we are turning this dark image into something like this, and this is Sam's post at Hong Kong, so it's pretty cool, and we have to really bring up the exposure because we're way underexposed. And there's a few limitations with this image as the lighting is completely different, but I think we can get pretty close. And bring up highlights a tad, and then I have to really bring up the shadows, really drop the whites, and really drop the blacks. And that's why I had to bring up the contrast so much, because I couldn't move any of these any further. And what contrast does is it deepens the blacks and increases the whites. So that allowed me to go a bit further with these kinda and get the exposure I wanted. So I'm gonna take down the clarity, vibrance I'm gonna leave about there, saturation down. Right, so tone curve, pretty same old tone curve. And I'm going to leave that black point down. Now, colors, so shifting it this way, and it's pretty similar to other Sam Kolder edits, but the colors have to be a little bit different. And I'm going to shift those blues way this way and onto saturation. So we're a bit too saturated, but we're going to up the oranges and then drop the yellows. Drop the greens. There's no greens, but Sam Kolder edits always have desaturated greens. And then dropping the blues. And then onto luminance. Bringing down a few of these. Deepening most of the colors. Almost always bring up yellow, makes everything pop. That's green. I mean yellow. Bring up some of these blues. And onto split toning. So I'm going to do something a little different than I usually do, and just put a little bit of blue into the highlights. And in the shadows, his shadows are looking pretty warm to me, so I'm going to put a bit of red into the shadows. And I think that looks alright. So moving on, I'm going to put a little bit of dehaze in there. I quite like the look of dehaze. And then coming down here, shifting these calibrations. And I think we're looking good so far. So there's some noticeable differences because of the lighting. So I think we've got the colors right. They look good. But the building looks too contrasty. So what you can do to make it look like this image, it's not going to apply to all images, but if you wanted to make it look like his image on the other side, or up the shadows, put in a bit of haze to soften it. And then, since we look a little bit too hazy, I'm going to come back to split toning, put a little more blue in there, keep a bit of colour in those buildings, and we are looking pretty good. So I'm going to do another one. That's just a small one up here, just so our sky isn't completely white. Decrease the exposure a tad. Place it up there. And then what I'm going to do is, our road is now quite hazy as well. It's not deep in orange. So I'm going to do one of these. And do this down. Going to up the clarity, bit of pop. Quite a bit of dehaze to deepen it. And then quite a bit of saturation. And yeah, I think that looks pretty sweet. There was some things we couldn't change because of the lighting, where this side of the building was in the shadows. These buildings are lit, naturally lit. So I think we're looking pretty close. I really like the colors in this image, so I'm going to save it as a LUT. But what I'm going to do is actually apply it to a different image that is a normal exposure, because if we apply our LUT now, as you can see, we had a perfectly exposed image before, and now it's all black down here, it's all bright up here. So I want to redo the exposure. I won't change the colors because I like the colors. I'm going to change the exposure just real quickly up the whites. And bring up the blacks. And you can kind of see that they're still pretty similar colors. But now it's correctly exposed, and I'm going to save it again. Create, and we already have one, but I'm going to replace it. So now when I try this on other images, it's going to look really good straight away. So going back to our image, and I can't quite pick what to improve on that at the moment. If I looked at it for long enough, I'd probably figure it out. But I mean, his sky is a little warmer, just a tad, but there's no colors up there. We can't do much about that. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Make sure you comment down below what you guys think of this, what you guys want to see, and really let me know if you like it. And yeah, check out my LUTs I've got available to purchase. We've already got some awesome feedback already, so that's really awesome. I really want to help you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.